beam rod in action. So you have to proximity sensor all the way around. So there should be some lightning eventually, and that should take it. Next thing moving on is fuel cells for our huge rockets. Somehow a camel got down here, but so these are your huge rockets, and then this is like the little bay. It would be on a track to conserve money. It would be on a track so you can move from rocket to rocket. Alright, so you have your fuel. The tinted window are supposed to represent like pipes. I did my best on that. Why isn't this working? So, yeah, thunderstorm. Next thing is also, you might notice trees. This is the best biome I could get, so like I said, it's not perfect. Now the next thing, this is one of my favorite parts of the base, is the absolute downstairs. So in here, this would basically kind of be like a quote-unquote elevator. You have your kitchen. I wanted to conserve money with the kitchen because you're not making like some crazy eccentric meal, and it might consist of freeze-dried food to very simple food. So I thought, why not conserve some money on this? Only have like absolutely need, like, you know, there's a lot of stoves. You have your little refrigerator and freezer, and then you just have barrels galore to hold supplies. And that's astronauts need like chill time. So in here I made them a library plus like hangout zone with a TV, as you can also see. This is this book, and this like would be like a nice little trailer. And then I thought it'd be interesting to see what like deep down Mars looks like. So I thought that's it. Of course, it might not look like this, but this is the best I can get. And then this is another little cool area with some barrels. And then this is your TV with like your little remote and whatnot. And then there's a TV on the outside for like alerts, because people will be living here. So you have your little bed. This is a bunk bed. People would be sharing it. This ceiling wouldn't be like right on top of them. They'd probably have a foot or two of space. Right here, it would be more for kind of just to have it there, because I thought you could fill up with storage. I mean, there's not really a storage thing, as you can kind of see. So I guess we'll just use beehives to signify that. Like, so these are like, you could like kind of fill it up with stuff. This is just kind of a good area to do that. And then you have another one, exactly the same. Like I said, wouldn't be that high. Next you have your little, your little eating area as well. People could eat essentially anywhere they want. They just have to be sanitary, I guess. There's more. I tried to make this space as big as possible and as nice as possible. I'd see the water there. That probably wouldn't be there, but I have to work with what I have. So, next thing is mine. I thought I would actually want an actual big mine and not just kind of a bridge going through one. So this was a natural made mine in the game, and I just kind of used it. And so you can see you have your little light. There probably wouldn't be stone like this. I mean, maybe there would, but there probably wouldn't be. But that's what happened. Then you see a little gold there. That probably also wouldn't happen, but who knows. And then you move down here a bit farther, and this is your end. And now let's go back all the way back up. The journey back. Okay. And we're back to some degree. Okay, and we're back here. Now, I know this all looks like it would probably cost billions and billions of dollars, and it would probably take 100 rockets to bring all this. Now, I know it looks like that, but like I said, that's just Minecraft. it probably wouldn't look that way. In fact, it might look right next to the opposite. All of this would be made out of a very valuable metal, but it is the lightest metal on Earth. It would be made out of that. Oopsie. I can't remember the name out of it. Oh no, it wouldn't be made out of that. Only certain parts because it is very expensive. It would be made out of titanium, which is fairly light. And then you might be wondering, how do we dig all this out? Well, I thought for other operations, you could have it be on the rover, kind of like just hook it up, almost as like Elon Musk's Boring Company, except for not exactly. I couldn't show that because that would probably take up a garage in itself, even though in real life it wouldn't. And then you might be wondering about all this metal bars. That it might not look like that. It would probably be something else made up of titanium and a mixture of some other things. And then they're called sea lanterns. These are basically just like light sources, like the same thing that would be in a spotlight or really any light source for that matter. And then another thing is all the glass. Actually, I figured out that there is a type of plastic that basically serves as glass, except for it's very light. So it would basically be plastic, except for it would just be messed with to make it much lighter and also much stronger and not make it a flimsy, like Ziploc bag-like, and make it almost like glass because it is clear. I also want there to be some natural lights so they don't feel like they're living in a fallout bunker. So I tried to include lights where I could, but I also wanted to note, like, I chose this design because I thought if there was ever a natural disaster, then they might be more safe. And I also chose it, like you might see there's Tyler, there's some parts that are above ground. There's a natural disaster where you need to be underground. You're probably not working in the garden or in an open mine or something like that. You're probably at the very bottom I showed, hiding out in a room or something. Like, you shouldn't be in right here. That's a horrible idea. Or you should probably be in the very bottom. And now, with the materials I chose, I had to make some sacrifices. For example, their weight, but I never sacrificed their stability because I feel, in my opinion, that the astronauts' lives and safety is number one priority. So I tried to make it as strong as possible, but not way too heavy to the point where you're having to haul up like multiple rockets, and then people also noticed that rockets are usable. Elon Musk is planning to use a rocket called Starship, which is a reusable rocket, which can literally be parked like this. I believe Starship would be, if you had a comparison to this, Starship would probably, if I tried to build it, it would probably go all the way up to like here, probably like here, because he plans to make it huge. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that design will go through. I'm not sure on Starship's R&D and everything like that. So I just tried to build rockets that were kind of Apollo size. Now, of course, there are probably Falcon Heavy size, actually, now that I think about it. But I'm going to try to make it as realistic as possible. Now, maybe if you see this video a bit later than when it was made, maybe something else happened with Starship. So I'm not sure, so I just tried to make a kind of generic rocket instead of getting into all these designs. So that is my Mars base. And then I'll just get a big view for you to make it look all cool and stuff. It kind of lights up in the night. That's my Mars base. that's my Mars base right there. And thank you for listening. And then